Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to NXT September 11, 2019 review. I've actually finally took the opportunity to sit down and watch this episode. I did not get to watch it live yesterday and review it like most of the time I used to. For the next 3 weeks until October 2nd, when AEW goes live Wednesday nights on AEW Dynamite, we are going to see me providing you guys reviews on NXT actually live on Wednesday nights. So immediately following the show, between watching USA Network and the WWE Network Hour show, I'm going to provide you guys a review at 10 o'clock. So keep in mind of that. Not to mention, also bringing this up to you guys, I will be watching Raw and SmackDown live. This has been a long while since the last time I watched an episode live, and to watch all three shows live at the same time. So keep in mind, this is a return, a revamp of this entire channel. I will provide you guys with each and every review possible that I can stand with and with take from what is nauseating of the WWE, because I have to provide you guys these reviews. This channel is suffering to death. This channel is getting nothing back except for the subscribers that I already have. And I'm not reaching out to a further audience, a larger audience. For the ones that do tune in, thank you very much for watching and providing your interest in this channel. For the ones that don't, I wish you'd watch more. I have a lot of intake of knowledge of this program, of the wrestling business. I have studied it, I watch it, I observe it all the time. I'm moving out to Las Vegas, Nevada in 2020 so I can get involved in Future Star of Wrestling. Not to actually be an in-ring talent. I don't mind learning the actual, the actual knowledge of how to perform in the ring, just to get some experience under my belt. And, maybe be a manager of some sort, a referee, or more importantly, I would like to be an announcer. That is something I'm very interested in doing. I know I sound very boring here in the camera, giving you guys these reviews. There is nothing that intrigues me when I do this. I love providing you guys my input. I like doing more analytical stuff, like what storylines need to happen, how they could work towards those storylines. That stuff interests me more than providing you guys these matches, what I thought about them, because I really don't give you guys a whole lot to talk about. I don't go into play-by-plays like some people do on their YouTube channels. I don't do that. I like to talk about storylines. I like to talk about what's the next contender, who should be next in line to be the world champion or an intercontinental or whatever. That's what I like to talk about. But this is a wrestling channel. I'm going to provide you the best review I possibly can provide when it comes to the in-ring work that these people provide. So starting things off, we had Damian Priest kicking off the show with this guy, Boa, I think his name is, or Ba, some kind of shit. He was an enhancement talent. Not bad, but he ended up losing this matchup to Damian Priest. Damian Priest has been racking up wins, which is mentioned by Mauro Ranallo. Very important term. Wins. That's a very important thing that needs to be reinstated into the WWE itself. Truth of the matter is, I'm going a little off the hinges here with this review, so don't mind me, and I really haven't started off with this review at all, speaking about the fucking show itself, but I'll get into those things. But But I still want to tie up into other things that I'm interested in talking about here. I actually think that just out of spite, maybe not out of spite, but more along the lines, since they are having NXT compete against AEW, wouldn't it be kind of interesting if they made a storyline that NXT is competing against WWE as well? They could go on to a Survivor Series pay-per-view down the line, which is in about 2 more months. They get 2 months of build here between that and War Games, or they could get rid of War Games pay-per-view takeover and put War Games on Survivor Series and make the main event centrally focused on NXT versus WWE. I think that would be a fantastic idea. And have it in War Games. 5 guys from NXT, 5 guys from Raw and SmackDown tied together in one group. Have 2 top guys from NXT and 3 other mid-card wrestlers that are not used as much as they can, and put them in that main event type of spotlight. While you have WWE, have 2 of their top guys that they choose to put in the Survivor Series matchup, with 3 of their mid-card guys that they don't get to use. I don't know, Teddy Murphy, or Buddy Murphy, excuse me. Buddy Murphy and fucking Mustafa Ali. Those are 2 guys that really could use this kind of opportunity to be placed in a moment like this if they were to do something like that in War Games. I think that would be a fantastic idea. But, then again, I do like the separation of NXT and WWE. So NXT TakeOver War Games would be cool in my eyes. But just the thought here, Survivor Series, WWE versus NXT. They could recreate the WCW versus WWE type of thing and make it more successful than what they had with WCW storyline. Because at least NXT's got all their talent, top-notch guys still there working for that brand. So I think that's fantastic. So I think that would be a really awesome idea they could throw in there for just a one-match only type of thing on Survivor Series. They could still even do the War Games pay-per-view if they really wanted to. They just don't want to use the War Games matchup at the Survivor Series pay-per-view if they were to do WWE versus NXT. Just a thought. I thought maybe you guys would be interested. Leave a comment and opinion down below on that. Let me know what you guys thought about that comment that I made. So moving into the next part of the show was Johnny Gargano. This was something I was very interested in. I was hoping to hear that this guy was staying in NXT, and thank you, God. I mean, thank you to the heavens that Johnny Gargano is staying in NXT. Because God knows what would happen to this poor schmuck if he was placed on the main roster. This guy would have no hope. He'd have nowhere to go. He'd be in catering and he'd gain more weight than you can shake a stick at unless he worked out to the bone. And that is pretty much his situation. Now that he is NXT, may I also add for life. I think that's freaking cool that he used that little NWO type of ripoff there. While he was kicking Shane Thorne in the fucking face, which was really nice. Shane Thorne has become the next Cassius Ohno, and I kind of really dislike that idea because Cassius Ohno, I did not particularly like at the end of his time in NXT. I think he was absolute boring, garbage, and a complete failure. He was more like Dolph Ziggler of the main roster. But that's just how I felt about all of that. But yeah, Johnny Gargano trying to go ahead and deliver his speech was nauseating, though. Simply because of the fans, not him specifically. My God, can you people please shut up? He's not Hulk Hogan, for God's sakes. Johnny Gargano is a great performer and a great wrestler, but he is not not Johnny Gargano material. What the fuck am I saying? Johnny Gargano is not Hulk Hogan material, even though Hulk Hogan was nowhere near Johnny Gargano's skill in professional wrestling. But Hulk Hogan was a fucking icon in his day. So for him to get the kind of cheer he was getting back in 2002, returning back to the WWE by the audience, and having to wait for them to stop chanting his name, I can understand that. But Johnny Gargano, my God, maybe a minute chant of him returning and saying he's going to stay is one thing, but 5 minutes long of chanting Johnny Gargano over and over again was just downright nauseating. My God, I couldn't even stand it. Made me think I was watching WWE all over again. Which I don't want to think of WWE at this point, even though I'm going to be watching it live next week. So, let's move on to other things here. Johnny Gargano staying with NXT for life is a very good thing. I'm very happy about that. I hope that they put him back in the world title picture and he gets a second title reign at some point down the line. Let's see here. Angel Garza faced Pete Dunne. This match was actually a pretty decent matchup. Angel Garza, I have to admit, is a very charismatic character. He's very good in the ring as well. And him and Pete Dunne probably had the match of the night. Out of everybody that performed here tonight, there was 4 matches. They probably had the best one. I was very happy with this one. Match went back and forth, but at the end of the day, Pete Dunne picked up the victory with a submission hold, basically grabbing him, putting him in an armbar type of situation, and splitting his fingers in 2, ending up having Angel Garza tap out to this maneuver. So that's pretty much how that all ended. From that point, we had Cameron Grimes, who formerly used to wrestle for Impact Wrestling. If you guys are not familiar with the name yet or familiar with the face, that is a guy that used to perform in Impact Wrestling TNA as a TNA/Impact Wrestling X Division champion. I believe he won the X Division title at least 2 to 4 times in his time working within the company. And he probably, I believe, is close to the longest reigning X Division champion of all time, possibly, but not exactly there. I think he's maybe 2nd or 3rd longest reigning champion of all time. So, that was pretty much the situation with that. He beat Raul Mendoza. Raul Mendoza, if you haven't seen him perform, he's a very good enhancement talent. He really he's a great jobber. He puts over the younger talent and makes them look good. Eventually, he needs to start being pushed as his own. You know, make him a star. Make him something relevant. Make him have a purpose on the show besides jobbing out to other performers and making them look good. Why not give this guy a chance to look good as well? Matchup itself, I really didn't care for. I don't think much of Cameron Grimes whatsoever. I didn't think much of him in Impact Wrestling either, so I don't really care for him so much, nor his character. I don't even know what he's trying to go with here. Is he trying to be Jack the Ripper while being fucking Bray Wyatt at the same time? I mean, I don't even get this fucking shit. He's wearing a fucking damn black hat with a gator vest type shit. I don't even know what the fuck you could call the damn vest. Looks ridiculous. He looks like fucking Bray Wyatt with underwear. It's retarded. Yeah, I don't particularly like this character he's portraying. I don't think much of it. I think it's absolute crap altogether anyway. Then we had the main event. We had Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler. And I have to admit, Riley dominated, dismantled Shayna Baszler, the champion of the NXT Women's Division, And they made her look good, but at the end of this whole situation, couldn't you have gone in a better route to put over Shayna Baszler as the winner, walking away with DQ, than having Rhea Ripley look like a fucking idiot? I mean, come on. Let's get real here. This was an opportunity to join in on a fatal four-way match to determine a number one contender for the women's title, which she would have had that opportunity to be part of that fatal four-way and make it a five-way match. Instead, they just have her lose by hitting Shayna Baszler with the chair in front of the referee, no less. While Mendoza and I think her name is Jessamine Duke, and I think her name's Mendoza. I keep forgetting her fucking name. I can't understand why I forget the damn name. But those two actually came to the ring to the rescue of Shayna Baszler, and they end up getting their asses knocked off the apron, distracting Rhea Ripley a little bit. But while she turns around, Shayna Baszler's getting ready to hit her with the chair, but she manages to, prevent it from whacking her, and she grabbed the chair and snatched it out of her hands. Right in front of the referee, she hits Shayna Baszler with the fucking chair and gets it purposely disqualified. Then she's standing there with the chair acting as if she's a big tough chick when all she made herself look like was a big fucking idiot. I don't know how you can sit there and be proud of what happened in the middle of the match. You got disqualified. You don't have an opportunity to challenge for the title. Now, granted, this does not stun her way from getting an opportunity for the Women's Championship at a pay-per-view type of event or even on an NXT show. But what it does is it makes her look like a complete fucking moron. Which I don't understand why the hell they would do something like that. Now, they could have done something like this, which would have made Shayna Baszler still walk away with disqualification. She could have went ahead and mistakenly, dropped the chair so she wouldn't get disqualified, hit her in the gut, and then DDT'd her accidentally on the chair. That would have led to a disqualification, which would have made more sense to do that. And Shayna Baszler walking up the ramp with a smile on her face, holding the title up in the air, and Rhea Ripley kind of smiling as if, hey, you got one over on me, but I still technically kicked your ass. And she could have sat there in the chair and, kind of been pissed about it, but also smile at the same time, thinking to herself, I'm going to get your ass next time. That kind of thing. That would have made more sense. But to have her blatantly hit Shayna Baszler in the back in front of the referee and get disqualified is just completely and utterly fucking stupid. I mean, it's one thing to make a mistake. We all make mistakes in this life. But to blatantly disregard the rules when you have an opportunity to move on to a chance to be the number one contender after you officially beat the world champion in a non-title match, why the fuck would you throw that opportunity away just so you could get revenge with a chair? That's fucking dumb. That whole entire match was ruined just because of that ending. What a fucking joke. That is the one thing that worries me. This is your last fucking show on WWE Network officially until you move on to the USA Network, where you have 1 hour on USA and the other hour on fucking the WWE Network. You're no longer 1 hour. You're 2 hours, only half of it is on the WWE Network on the last hour, and the first hour is on the USA Network. So why in the hell would you end your final episode of all episodes like that? That's what worries me, people. And that's what's scaring me about them moving live on the WWE, not a WWE network, on the USA network along with Raw and SmackDown. There's my trouble. That is the huge issue I have with this whole situation. I truly hope that they rectify this. I believe they will. With Triple H running it, they will definitely do that. But I think they made a mistake here. I don't think that they should have went this route with Rhea Ripley. But at the end of the day, it's not going to stunt her from moving forward to getting an opportunity for the world title. That's all I have to say about that. Rhea Ripley is the person to take the title from Shayna Baszler. She was dominating her throughout most of this matchup. I didn't see Shayna Baszler really do a whole lot in this match whatsoever to, combat with her on what she was doing offensively. Shayna Baszler was mostly on defense the entire time. So, really when you look at it, Shayna Baszler was a loser and Rhea Ripley was the winner of this whole entire thing. So, I want you guys to give me your opinions on the show entirely and what you guys thought about that. What you guys think about my opinion on the ending of the show. We also did get one little stunt at the end of it with the Undisputed Era, highlighting the fact that Roderick Strong is getting an opportunity for Velveteen Dream's World Championship at the North American title, By the way, Velveteen Dream also had a little promo segment that he kind of went off on with Roderick Strong talking shit and burning his chair and so forth. And that's pretty much that was. But we're going to be seeing the North American Championship defended live on the USA Network for the first hour. Second hour, we're going to see Matt Riddle go one-on-one with Killian Dane in a street fight. That should be some entertaining stuff to see. And on top of that, the Undisputed Era is pretty much declarating themselves that they're going to be painted in gold. Or draped in gold, I should say. Draped in gold. And starting off the new era of NXT live on the USA Network with them being undisputed. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hit the like button if you liked the video. And also, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. And I thank you very much for watching.